Hi, good afternoon. My name is Attila, and I'm welcoming you to day 4 of Green Screen Environmental Film Festival. Today we have lots of great films in store for you as usual. We start off with Sustain TNT's short animation series, which looks at climate change, the story of plastic, the story of trees, and what we eat. Today you're also in for a special treat. We will be showing all of the finalists from a very short competition from the years 2018 and 2019, and that will be followed up by this year's finalists. And remember that you can vote for your People's Choice in the 2020 very shorts mobile film competition. Just go over to our Facebook page, Green Screen TNT. Closing off today, we have an award-winning documentary by the name of That's Wild, and it follows the story of 3 young men from Atlanta who visit and journey in the snow-capped mountain peaks of Colorado. And it's a special treat. We're going to be joined by the filmmaker Michiel Thomas, along with Michael Franklin and one of the film's star subjects, Clifford Chalmers, for a Q&A after the film. So stick with us all day. Remember to vote for your favorite VSS this year. You can vote until Monday, the 2nd of November. Enjoy and see you later in the Q&A.
Through every athlete we have inspired, and each youth whose heart is lifted. Through the patriotism engendered across the nation, and the hope and comfort shared where needed most. Through the belief held in the potential of our people. To aspire to greatness and achieve much more, NGC's purpose is fulfilled. And our own impressive growth finds new meaning as we invest in the energy of human potential.
Our world changes constantly. Pay attention long enough and you will see the seasons change from dry to wet. The Earth's climate is also changing, but not always in ways that you can see. The average temperature of our Earth is getting warmer as we continue to put gases into the atmosphere that trap heat, mostly through the burning of fossil fuels. Cooking gas, heating gas, planes, trains, cars, factories, even lawnmowers operate on fossil fuels. Warmer temperatures are creating conditions for more powerful storms. Our Caribbean region has been experiencing more severe storms in the past 10 years. Hurricane Ivan in 2004 cost the Cayman Islands billions of dollars in damages and lost revenue. Higher temperatures also cause seawater to heat up slightly, and small temperature changes such as these in the sea can have devastating effects on marine life, especially our coral reefs. These changes are happening because the Earth's land, air, and water are all connected to its climate. So what can we do? Preserve wetlands that can store water and protect coastlines. Improve drainage systems. Avoid building homes in flood-prone areas. Avoid the overdevelopment of hillsides and the displacement of valuable soil-protecting tree cover. Take action. Invented in the early 20th century, plastic has taken on an important role in our lives. Its versatility and durability allow it to be used in everything from electronics to plastic bottles. However, there are a few negative side effects of our dependence on plastics. For example, to make plastic you need a non-renewable resource, oil. A big culprit too is the plastic bottle, which takes hundreds of years to break down, and most ever discarded in Trinidad and Tobago remain either in our dumps, drains, rivers, or in the ocean. Plastic bottles in the dump break down slowly and can leach harmful chemicals into the land and water. In our rivers, they clog up the natural flow of water and contribute to flooding. In the sea, they can harm turtles, fish, and birds who often mistake plastic objects for food. How can you help? Well, reduce the amount of plastics you buy. Reuse what you can in your home, school, or your place of work. Recycle as much of it as possible. Reduce, reuse, and recycle. Trees are very hardworking, but they don't get the respect they deserve because they appear to be just standing around. But trees actually provide very important services. Trees with large leaf surface areas absorb harmful gases which clean the air. Forests store enormous amounts of carbon dioxide, which helps slow climate change. In our country, progress sometimes takes priority over the natural balance. Concrete replaced trees in many places. With less trees to shelter the land, rainfall washes along the earth faster, carrying topsoil and swelling rivers, leading to flooding. The roots of trees play an important role in holding the soil together and preventing it from being washed away by wind or rain. Forests also help to purify our water. Well-managed forests help to reduce storm runoff, which in turn helps keep local rivers free from pollutants like fertilizers. In fact, many forested areas should be managed with the goal of maintaining their watershed health, like the Fonds Amans area in St. Anne's. For more information on the planting and nurturing of trees, contact the Fonds Amans Community Reforestation Project, the FACRP, by email facrp1@yahoo.com or call 750-1716. Plant trees. Do you ever think about how your food choices can affect not only your health, but that of the world environment? Naturally grown food without pesticides and fertilizers is better for us. Locally grown food is better as it travels fewer kilometers to your table, using less fuel, packaging, and preserving the environment. Think of it like this. An apple grown in Washington State, USA, with fertilizer, sprayed with pesticides and covered in wax to preserve it, will be picked, packaged, and shipped by road, by boat, by road again, then packed onto a supermarket shelf where you buy it. A local mango, however, is grown with no chemicals, picked in maybe Valencia, and driven to the Arima market where you buy it. Better for the environment, better for you. We must support our local small farmers. Large-scale mechanized agriculture is heavily dependent on fossil fuels. Large-scale farming also accounts for 64% of all water use worldwide, making it a serious drain on a precious resource. And by buying foods grown closer to home, well, your money stays here to help build our local economy. Eat local, eat well.
My whole life has been shaped by where I live. This river provides the perfect escape to relax and meditate after a hard day's work. This river has brought me happiness. We've been able to fish in the river for food, crayfish, sardine, even wabine. I've been here for 40 years, doing what I love, which is farming, and the river is easily the best part of my job. It has definitely sustained the development and the quality of my life.
Trinidad and Tobago is my home, and growing up in such a place where joy was written on our face and where people gave more than they took, and kindness was an endless book, and everywhere that one would look were our rivers and ocean. Now those same waters wash our shores, but now it's filled with different stores. It's as if what was is now no more, and something has changed us from our core. Ever since the corporations, there's been no such thing as cooperation, and no consideration for the nation as we contribute to the situation. Our waters run red with our blood, mixed with the rubbish causing our rivers to flood. It really isn't hard to see what happened to the place I used to be. It seems the only thing that remained are our rivers and oceans.
They say you can hear the sound of the ocean in a seashell. Hi, my name is Alicia King, and I want the world to know that our seas and rivers are crying out for us to stop the pollution.
Darling?
What is that?
Yeah. I was walking along the beach and I saw a lot of litter. So I decided I'll pick it up. This is a clean bag though, you don't have to
You
worry.
bringing that in my car?
I'll put it in the trunk. You just throw it away when you find the first dustbin. Alright?
What kind of nastiness is this?
No. Listen, there are kind of old bottle, bottle, somebody throw a clothes hanger, right? Styrofoam. A stray dog was eating that styrofoam, but when he saw me, he ran away. Listen to me. Even your plastic from the canvas inside there.
Okay, here what? Just throw that out the car, please. I don't want that garbage in my car.
Listen, this thing is hazardous to the health of these animals, you know, the turtles, the dog. And of course, flooding in the rainy season, we need to throw this away.
Oh God, just okay. Go. Go on, go.
Alright, okay, good. Thanks very much.
On this stretch of beach in Grand Riviere, thousands of turtles hatch each year, their first breath of life with eager steps. Vultures lurk way ahead, for a crack in the sand, the peak of a head. Free food, no drinks, they're in their glee. Unless they're stopped, it's a killing spree. The brothers sacrifice a needed diversion, but the threat still looms on the horizon. Attracted to the sea life's steep allure, the race for life begins on shore. The hatchling won this race, but now the real journey begins.
Life is like a river, flowing to the sea. The obstacles that we encounter may seem trivial to you and me. The biggest obstacle to our progress is holding on to our past, like an anchor cast in stone, not allowing ourselves to flow. We discolor our minds like spilling crude oil into the sea, trapping the beauty of life, blocking our path as we throw out the window debris, destroying our rivers and seas, killing our hopes and dreams.
What you do and just give it to me. I'll throw it away.
You never listen to me. All I asked you to do is just throw it through the window.
I'm not throwing it through the window. How many times I tell you? That thing will kill somebody. I mean, like an animal or something.
You want it?
Come on, stray dog.
Do you want it?
Yes, I want it. What you doing? I'm not your bin.
Yes, you are.
Listen, I will hold on to this. I will walk on the beach with it. I'll put it in my pocket. It will not pollute your car. When we go home, I'll throw it away, alright?
Oh gosh, man, just throw it through the window.
No, I tell you, this will cause flooding.
You're messing up my car.
This will kill the stray dogs, the leatherback turtles, will kill everything. All this. You know what? We gotta clean up this beach too. I'm gonna take a walk around and survey the area. You just
Okay, Mother Nature, go.
Alright.
Okay, listen up. Is this on? I just have 60 seconds to save this river and that ocean from total destruction. The mission, should you decide to accept it, is simple. Think before you toss. There are many people living right here in Sweet TNT who discard their waste without thinking. They don't care if it clogs our drains and rivers and create floods, kill our fishes or pollute our seas. So we need to be watchful. We need to stop all those careless adults and kids who don't understand the power we have to build a better TNT. This is our country, our future. Time to let the adults know we mean business. Whoa, time's up already? I'll keep you updated on the situation while it progresses. This is Destiny, signing out. Remember, think before you toss.
Oh gosh, how much time we had to tell all you? Don't litter in the sea, especially plastic. Bless me. Listen, these turtles just take this plastic for jellyfish and start to choke on it. All you gotta take all your rubbish and send it down the toilet bowl and cause it to back up. Let me just say that, because some of you must just very well do that. But what you have floating in your home is your own private affair. So you see, when you reach here, it's all of we sharing the same beach. So keep it clean. Chew! Bless me. Hey, look at the time. It's my favorite time of the day. Time to eat.
Hey, you just throw that bottle? One to you, boy. You know how important this sea is, or? Huh? People that's come here for food, people that's make a living here, or they come here and like, what, look at the place, look at the place, look at how much rubbish it have. And you're still throwing more? Boy, treat the sea with some respect, eh? Yeah, water is life. Keep your rivers and seas clean.
Extravagant beauty. The northeastern coast of Trinidad is a haven of waters, welcoming visitors and locals alike. Of recent times, one may notice a brown seaweed creeping up the stretch of coastline. Local fishermen are concerned about the multiplying seaweed called sargassum. Knowing not where it comes from or how to stop its rapid growth, the seamen must adjust to the new occurring in their environment. One can be transported from a view of wonder at the top of the long-standing lighthouse to a state of speculation, pondering the condition of the shore with the invasion of sargassum. Like the nuisance of a scavenger in the midday sun, sargassum makes its presence known. However, it cannot surpass the resounding beauty of Tobago with its cliffs, surrounding waters, and breathtaking views in every which way one might turn.
Tides are the rise and fall of sea levels, which are caused by the rotation of the earth and the gravitational pull of the sun and moon. Tides are one of the most reliable phenomena in the world. Tides stir the oceans, which makes the climate habitable. In terms of marine life, sea creatures like crabs inhabit zones in which tides ebb and flow. Take a look at these mudskippers in the mudflats of Brickfield. In these zones, we see how species adapt to different habitats. For instance, around the world, mudskippers use their pectoral fins to walk around on mudflats. Just like these cool guys, sometimes we have to go with the tides.
Yes, all you, Toko Tim here, and I come to take a little sea bath at the beach facility here in Matura. This is where they have the most amount of leatherback turtle in Trinidad. True. Yes, all you. Oh, look, like a, much better. As I was saying, real people that's come here to see the leatherback turtles. And boy, let me tell you, that does be a sight for sore eyes. But it does have something some people let's do here. Turn. It does be a sore for sight eyes. I find as big people, nobody should have to tell you not to stand up or ride on a turtle, especially if they lay an egg? If that makes sense to you, I want you to walk in Mount and stand up on the first pregnant woman you see. That could ever make any sense? What really go wrong with all you? You're too big, man. You're too big.
The year is 2099. Recycling is no more. Rivers have become overpolluted and barren. Refuse, god of waste, has taken over our last remaining water supply. He offers clean water in exchange for plastic. Where did we go wrong?
Feeling for some seafood, yes?
Tell me about the things that excite you.
Plastic bottles, metal cans, styrofoam are so easy to get, but so easy to forget.
Bread and butter again?
It's all we can afford. My job was my bread and butter, okay?
I remember the time I wasted Mommy's pail with stewed chicken and rice, chicken and chips, and a macaroni pie. I wish I had those food now. I promise not to waste Mommy's hard-earned bread and butter.
Composting is all about being responsible for the garbage we create. Let's show you how we do it. First, we start with a bucket with the bottom removed. Then find a shady space. The key to composting is adding equal amounts of greens and browns. Alternate the compost materials. And just like that, we are finished. And within 3 months, we get rich super soil, fertile and perfect for growing.
Sure, I can see you.
We have an obesity problem. Not my problem, or so they say. Unless it affect me, it don't affect me. And that is some nonsense of vex we. Taking the land for granted. Not enough crops planting. But we love we plateful, ungrateful. If time could talk, then time would tell you. The more we wait on others to pull the weight, we put more weight on ourselves. So we have an obesity problem. Latitude and longitude equals longevity. Your belly and your ego is too much to feed. So don't let food shortage be the result of greed.
Why not eat your food? Look at your food. Why are you wasting it like that? I fed up talk to you about wasting your food. I can't handle this hour of the day, you know. If you had nothing to eat, if you had no way to go, you never think about those kind of things?
How can you help our planet in 1 minute?
Reduce our waste. Give something old a new life. Repair what's damaged. Recycle our waste.
But is this enough?
Still 1 million plastic bottles are bought every minute.
91% of these bottles are not recycled.
5 million pounds of garbage is created globally every minute.
And 1 truckload of plastics enters the ocean every minute.
But you see, I will be here for more than 1 minute.
garbage on the middle of the road. Why treat the people so nasty, boy?
There has been reports of earthquakes, wildfires, and flooding worldwide. Scientists claim Mother Nature has had enough.
Oleosaccharum made from using the rind or the end use of your produce. You know, you want to keep it going. You want to be sustainable. What's the point of this, right? This $3. But actually, I appreciate what we have.
Right through me asking me for phone card, girl. I sent $5 to your phone yesterday. I was sending a car for your girl. Hold on there.
Less than a year after the Greenvale flooding disaster, over 100,000 citizens are once again desperately trying to get to safety after unprecedented floods ravaged their community.
Welcome to paradise. We have it all. The most exotic foods, most beautiful beaches, clear sky, clean oceans. I loved it here. It's the most beautiful place on earth. At least, that's how I remembered it. See, a lot of things have changed since then. It was us. We did this to ourselves. Poison our waterways and lands with our wastefulness, our pollution. It led to flooding and environmental destruction. Now we fight for food. Clean water? Well, that's a thing of the past. If only we listened. If only we could go back. My world, it's a nightmare now. Every day's a fight to survive, but yours doesn't have to be.
I wonder what marine animals think about eating plastics.
Red Frederick! Excuse Mr. Frederick, sir? You is Red Frederick, award-winning environmental filmmaker.
Yeah, but...
I loved your last film. You see, the concept was so dramatic, especially the part of the bang, bang, bang.
Right? Really appreciate that, but
Hey, Red Frederick.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just wanted to tell you, don't forget your balloon pieces on the ground, eh?
No, I was just about...
Yeah, we don't want it to end up in a turtle nose. Then we go out to make a film about that.
Oh, yeah, right. But also, remember the word is film, not film, right? So let's keep that in mind.
So, one little competition you win and you feel you could tell people how to talk and you could leave your rubbish everywhere? Like what you teaching your child?
I was just...
Yeah, you have a good day, Mr. Literature Littering Linguist. All you good, we? All you ready, we clear, they're going.
Hey, you all doing the UE half marathon?
Maybe, yeah, but you want to try a game of playing here?
Sure, no problem.
It's called the degradation challenge. Match the item to the estimated decomposition period. So you're putting these in here where I think it will be. Alright, not a bad job. So plastic straws is right. It does take 200 years to break down. Sanitary napkins can take about 400 to 800 years to break down. Fishing line about 600 years. Styrofoam actually takes 500 years or so.
Aluminum is 200 years. Plastic bottles could take about 4 to 450 years. But this could hang around for about 1,000 years or more.
I didn't think these things will take so long to break down though.
So people might think, okay, I'll use this instead of this or this instead of that and trade up. But generally, what you should do in terms of materials and products is reduce, reuse, and recycle. Plastic bottles, metal cans, styrofoam are so easy to get, but so easy to forget.
Littering causes clean water shortage. That can never happen.
Yo. Yeah man, I know I'm coming in and water center. I wouldn't miss it, I'm coming. Seriously, what?
This is Kevin Julie.
Hi, I'm Kevin.
Like millions of mangoes before him, Kevin will most likely ripen, grow old, and fall to the earth where his seed will grow. There's a chance that Kevin will be chosen, skinned, and consumed. It seems that Kevin has indeed been chosen.
Wait, what? Hi, I'm Kevin.
Hi, I'm Justin.
Little do they know what's in store for them. Green mangoes like Kevin and Justin are perfect for making chow.
Chow? What's that?
What? What's going on?
Bro, don't cut me, bro. Justin, no! Wait, no, me too!
First, the mango is peeled and chopped up. Chop, chop, chop pieces. Then it is dressed with shadow benny, garlic, lime, salt, and pepper. That looks delicious. The rest of Kevin is added to the compost, where it will be broken down into food for the soil. Now let me get some of that chow. Nature is simply wonderful. Kevin's seed has become a baby mango tree.
Hi, I'm Kevin.
Want a penny to buy mango ver, mango tea. Give me a penny to buy mango ver, mango tea.
This is John. John squanders water. This is Bill. Bill conserves water. Don't be like John. With all John's water finished, he's forced to go beg Bill for some of his water. Luckily, Bill's a nice guy. Bill gives him some of his water. Don't be like John. Be like Bill. Conserve water.
Excuse, we really doing
shopping? Yes, you went clothing by improper.
Improper?
Yes, improper waste management.
You mad, yes?
I mad. As I walk down the road, there is trash everywhere. It's all in the drains and even in my hair. Pollution in the seas, pollution in the air, waste and garbage in the atmosphere. Diseases and floods are caused by pollution, chemical emission, water and soil contamination. Most destructive is global warming, coastal erosion cause the sea level rising. But I just love trash cause it's my thing. I'm in trash heaven, I'm in trash heaven. So waste not, want not, darling. If all you don't throw waste everywhere, I would not want it. At least I recycling. Who mad no? Hi.
You go play, right? Nice game, man. Alright, okay, this is the main right down there. Boy, wait, bud.
Wait, Chad. No, but go waste my waste, Chad.
What is it? This is the garbage?
No, that is not garbage.
Garbage?
No. I have a composting bin. That is not garbage. Go waste my waste.
But this is my compost bin, man. This is where I put more organics to decompose. And I take a little sawdust and throw it in it to keep down the smell. That's real science, but in a couple of months, all this waste inside I get decomposing and I can use it outside in my yard for my plants and things. I can't tell it, don't throw away my waste, don't waste my waste. Sorry, but sorry. Right? Next time you get that slap with it.
buddy.
Hey dog, what's this scene?
It's been a minute.
Dog, this mask is real pressure.
COVID-free zone, dog.
I say I'll come check you before I go check my girl. Real internet problems by me, boy. She want me come over because I can video call she.
The internet here is also not that great either, so...
Oh, I get what of that?
Oh yeah, no see. Oh wait, look at you. Hey buddy, what's the scene?
I have something to tell you.
The other day was a vibe.
Yeah, it's actually about that. Since then I had to go and get a COVID test and it came back positive. So you gotta be careful.
Yeah, COVID free, huh?
A pleasant good day and all God's blessings.
Nah, man.
Father, Mother God.
She's serious?
Cover us in your blood, that we may be lifted in your light. Should this be our last day on earth, know that we look forward to seeing your kingdom of heaven.
I used to press the bell to get out a maxi, then pay between $5 to $8 for a drop. Now, I just sneeze.
Oh, Jesus. Bless you.
Lady, if I had $1 for every time I sneeze, then I'll be truly blessed.
Continues to depend on imports for the majority of food.
Yes, I had indicated, and this is from the beginning of March. I said that we had
Food and medical shortages have been in short supply and in some
Several countries around the world
are experiencing a shortage in their food supply.
Breathing. It's always been a task. It's like I've been wearing this mask long before any government had to ask. Before this normal became new, before it became news, before it became mandatory to wear them while out, be it safety precaution or noose. Mask on. Hands under, my tightened chest up, air chamber loaded and cup. Better be safe than sick. Better to layer these masks on thick. Lay them and pray you don't get sick. Feels like taking a swim. Like that deep breath you take just before diving in.
Solia, I don't really want to touch you, you know. You just drop your mask.
Your Honor, we humanity are suing Earth for damage to property, loss of profits due to halt of economic development.
Your Honor, I object. The same economic developments were assault on Earth. They were unnecessarily producing waste material and inefficient use of energy.
Unnecessary.
Yes, unnecessary. How much
You
plastic
do not
you need?
find it necessary.
There is more
This is
plastic
going
in the
to
ocean.
implement new
Look.
ways. In the case of humanity versus Earth, humanity, you have been found guilty of all charges levied against you, and as such you will be sentenced to COVID-19.
You only knew what they told you, only saw what they showed you. It was stifling. I just couldn't breathe.
We have with us today a peeper.
T10! T10!
She has chosen to expose herself.
Infected! Remove the infected!
Follow the order to be protected.
Please! I can't live! I can't live!
Or that because she couldn't keep on her mask?
Mm-hmm.
We say that we care. But how is it that we don't hear Mother Nature's screams? It's like we willingly cover our ears to all of our cries and close our eyes to all of our stop signs. Trees are what keeps us striving. We literally breathe the air that they are creating, eat the fruits that they are bearing. All this carbon sequestration happening, all our water purifying. With all this mask wearing, we need all the oxygen that these trees producing. So please, instead of cutting down, how about you plant up? Because trees are the only thing that sustain us.
Alas, wow, she's amazing. My desire by all above, even faster than COVID, for her spreads my love. Come fly with me, I want to take you away by the arm. Flowers in hand, there's no way you can resist my charm. Alas, my offer refused, things over before they began. Bested by a fellow suitor, carrying a couple tomatoes and a big bagan. With lyrics like, I have so much room in my heart for you, I'd be a fool to think I could compete and continue my pursuit. Alas, nevermore, was not to be. This Casanova lost out in love to a foodie. She much preferred the other guy, hence I'm left all lonesome to cry. My approach with flowers rejected by the dove. Now I know without a doubt, no food, no love.
Looking for a zippity-doo vacation? Let's introduce you to the brand new Earth.
A place where a lot of personal space is guaranteed. Where non-precautionary actions are prohibited. Where there has been an explosion of its virtual capacity. And it's also a beautiful place where clean space is maintained.
For 3 simple payments of 300 garnets each, you can have a stay that will take your breath away. Ring 2020 New Normal, that is 2020 New Normal. Earth, your quarantation.
What things?
When you take just the mark, that day
I have no things, I have no things, I have no things. What things? So I have no things.
Hey, No!
Jeremy? Jeremy? Mr. Daniels?
Present.
COVID-19 cases has been on the increase. Members of the public are advised to take all precautions to prevent further spread.
Ever since the coronavirus pandemic, everything seems to be behind. Behind borders. Behind with education. Behind masks. Behind sheets. Behind payments. Behind screens. Behind walls. Is this the new normal? How long will we be left behind?
From the minute I was planted, I wanted to somehow show my gratitude to humans and the earth. As I got a little older and started to sprout, I noticed the massive trees. These older trees worked tirelessly every day to cleanse the air by producing oxygen and reducing carbon dioxide. They also provided shade, shelter, and food for mankind and wildlife, all while looking beautiful and majestic. I had found my role models, and my dream was to grow up to be just like them.
I guess dreams really do come true.
You've never lived until you had to send them 6 inches under. Granny always used to say, plant your roots, young boy. Deep down, I knew it was more than just plants she was talking about. These here, they are my children. I take care of them, and they take care of me. A family like this is enough to make my granny smile.
Okay, so to reiterate, as of today, we're asking all your teachers to be more accommodating and accessible to your students. Okay, be safe. Bye.
As I was saying, DJ Mackie, those children and those teachers really need to step up.
Breaking news.
As of 4 p.m. today, teachers nationwide are now
Required by law to
Mr. Whelm, sir, I need multiple choice answers for the past papers you gave us yesterday. People in the group chat tell me all kinds of things, but I want to see for myself. You can send it to me.
Mommy, the uncle going to the hair.
Ollie, be quiet on the phone. Yeah, girl, them always using me, you know.
True. Them pull me and my entire family off the shelf since this whole thing. Look, Masky calling.
Sorry, girl.
Oh, what he wants?
These days are real nice. Me and my girl going out and I getting to see everywhere. When you see she rush she lips on me so, and she breathe a hot air down my back.
Look. What you want?
I'm just calling here to tell you that me and my girl going out just now. Ah, look she coming. Hey. Where you going? Don't forget me.
Masky, like she have a next mask and she can't.
Hello? Will you hear me?
Who's essential now?
Hey, it's your boy Deshaun. You might know me as Karani Bacchanal on socials. Up until March 2020, all I cared about was getting more Insta likes than Double G. But when COVID hit, people stopped studying socialites and instead celebrated real-life heroes like doctors and nurses. I wanted to be a hero too, so I thought what people need more than colorful pictures of my beautiful self. Straight away, I knew the answer. Food. There's nothing people need more during a crisis than food, especially when you're a Trini. So now I grow my own vegetables and fruits and raise my own animals. I'm able to feed my family, and in this small way I contribute to the food security of our sweet little islands. No more grapes and broccoli, it's mango and bygone down the line. Going back to a simpler life is not a step backwards. You don't have to have a big plot. Use your balcony or yard. Be a real life hero like me and grow your own. By the way, being a farmer works like a magnet with the ladies.
Hold on. Get the elk. Yo, that's crazy.
You want to get out and look at him?
Yeah. That's crazy.
I'm finna walk with them. I'm an elk too.
Brother Mountain.
You never see something so breathtaking in your life?
Look. Did you see the blue rays right there? It looks like God coming up.
Wilderness Works, when I first heard of it, I thought it was a program where we just go like a Boy Scout type thing. I skipped over the whole wilderness parts.
So where the entrance gonna be at? Man, I haven't even seen the outdoors. I just heard stories. But I believe that I was meant to be here. I just wanted to see different places.
These are the legs. The little knobbly things are the legs, right?
Please help me. Nick, you might help me out.
Most of the trips I've been on, we were in Georgia or probably North Carolina, but never really went somewhere where it's just wilderness and wild, like Colorado.
This is one of our youngest groups to fly on a trip and go into a national forest and do real rugged outdoor living. They're a bit on the young side, but they learn a lot and they grow. What's the name of that movie, Dylan, that you told me about with the people that put on all the weight? They end up being on like these... Is it Wall-E? If you've seen that movie, so all they do is watch TV. They've got like food that just comes to their mouth, that they don't have to do any work. And they become softer and softer to the point where, if you ask me, it's like they're dead. You understand what I'm saying? And I'm thinking that a lot of us do that for 50 weeks out of the year, and we stop doing this. Outdoor living is living. And believe me, when you go home, when it's September, you will look back at this experience and you'll have kind of a pain because you'll be looking back for it and say, wow, that was cool, I really connected.
Cliff, you still in?
I was very fortunate as a young person. I was in an orphanage as a baby, and I was blessed with being adopted by good parents, and I grew up in Miami Beach, Florida, and my brother and I, we were canoeing in Biscayne Bay and boating and sailing and swimming and going to the beach. We were definitely in the outdoors. When I was in Mercer University in Macon, Georgia, we started to work with disadvantaged kids, and I began to appreciate how powerful outdoor living experiences would be for them. And I realized that taking this to the next level, establishing a nonprofit, is where I needed to head, and that's what I've done. This is our first city camp of the year, so why don't we do this? Let's all say what our name is. You want to stand up and say your name?
My name is Jake.
Oh, I like that name. That's a cool name. Where do you go to school? Parkside!
First impression, he was a stranger, really, but he always was making jokes.
We got to do the special handshake, okay? Who's that back there?
I didn't know him first, so I just called him weird.
What is the name of this organization, Victor? Now, look at the forest. The green is the forest, right? Can wilderness work if we're working our way towards extinction? No.
When I first seen him, I thought he was like this old, white, grumpy man. So I didn't know what to expect.
Outdoor living, it tends to be male-dominated and it tends to be Caucasian. So introducing these ideas to the children we serve, which are predominantly black children, it's a tough thing to attempt.
How many people know where we're going next?
I can't hear you. I can't hear you. With me being there, I think it helps because I am black, I am a female, and I do come from the urban neighborhoods. So I am very informed, very in tune with these kids. Y'all just lost your turn.
Ebony Martin is outstanding. The two of us work together very effectively.
I don't look at him as the white savior, and I don't think he looks at it as, oh, I'm helping these black kids out, but I'm helping these kids that in any other situation couldn't afford the opportunity. Let's go.
What we do at Wilderness Works here, we want you to have fun, but my job is to give you ideas. Do you understand me? So let me give an example. How many people here can say, I have a lot of absentee father in my life? Raise your hand. I know I can. It's a lot of people.
I think he can connect with us because, you know, Bill also grew up, you know, as an orphan, and he didn't have his real parents in his life, so he couldn't have that real blood-on-blood connection.
I met Clifford when he was in 5th grade. His dad was in prison, and his mom had a full-time job. He's got 2 sisters and a brother. He was like the man of the house, right? He was only in 5th grade.
We have parents that work 2 and 3 jobs just to struggle. It's a lot of things going on with the child as well as the family as a unit.
With Nick, for instance, he is grappling with depression. With Clifford, he had to grow up with a father who was incarcerated during most of his childhood. Amani has experienced chronic homelessness, constant instability.
Right now, I'm just concentrating on like really trying to work and get us somewhere to stay. You know, you need your own room, your sister needs her own room, and 3 bedrooms are not cheap here.
Yeah.
Literally, I gotta work a lot.
I was around 4. It's when my dad first got arrested, and I think that's when it actually started with all the chronic homelessness and stuff. Sometimes I stay in a hotel where it's like prostitutes and people selling drugs and smoking weed and stuff like that. I've never really like lived on the street. I think it was because my mom, she'd always find a way, really, even if it was just going to another shelter or another hotel.
Do you remember like some of those rinky-dink hotels sometimes, like when I wasn't working? And we had to lug all our clothes around, and sometimes I say, y'all, we just gonna be here for a couple of days. That mama gonna figure it out and we're gonna move somewhere else. You know, I always try to make sure, you know, we got something good to eat or something like that. But a lot of hotels, I look back and think, wow, how could I, you know, allow us to stay in it and with y'all?
I was mad at myself because I felt so ashamed of being homeless and living in shelters and stuff. I was ashamed that I didn't live in a house or an apartment. My mom did have a good job. She didn't get good money. I was staying at Nicholas' house, another shelter, and there was a sign-up sheet for something called Wilderness Works. So my mom had just put my name on the list.
They was like, oh, we think your son would be a good candidate for it. And I met Bill. We sat down and talked. And the next weekend, I let you go. This was your first time ever going away from me, you know? And you've been going every weekend since. And that was, what, 6 years ago?
I remember how
You've been going every weekend since.
I used to pick me up, and I get mad because I was leaving. I started crying.
You didn't want to leave the camp.
Mm-hmm.
So you was just having that much fun. I used to always say, Bill, your new white daddy.
You did say that.
You don't remember that?
Yeah, I do.
Oh, Bill.
I believe that Amani is in a period of processing. By careful, repetitive experiences and reassurance we do think we may be countering this negative energy in his life so that he feels like he has value and that he is worthy and that he can overcome this neglect that he's faced as a child.
Kind of remind me of a red panda and a squirrel. If they had a baby, but that would be kind of weird. But fun at the same time.
I bet you want to stick your hand on it.
I bet you I won't. I'll give you a what if it just charge out the whole like just it's gonna catch no hell.
I give you all my
whole
dinner food if you go do it. I got 2 bags of mashed potatoes.
Let me get a bag.
Go do it.
I made a bet with No Head. Because No Head said if you stick your hand in there, he'll give me half of his dinner. So I stick my whole entire hand in there. I hear something like sniffling on my hand and I pull it back. I was like, that. He just let me have his mashed potatoes with the chicken. That's a combo. You know how good that was?
In this particular trip, initially we're acclimatizing for some high altitude backpacking, so we spend about 4 days in Rocky Mountain National Park as we anticipate going on to the Snowmass Wilderness outside of Aspen, where we are going to be climbing over 12,000-foot peaks repeatedly.
Bro, we in Jurassic Park right now.
Whoa. Oh, they getting on the trail.
Yeah, that's finna scare the shit out of somebody.
I swear, boy, they finna have a heart attack and a stroke.
I ain't gotta do this, start with the seed.
The first time I ever saw snow was like probably that one time it snowed in Atlanta. But that was my second time seeing snow. Bro, what the heck? Why is it so cold? Dumbass man. Dumbass man.
Are you feeling some altitude, baby? What happened? Did you not sleep last night? Let me ask you a question. You seem very energized right now.
Is that?
Yeah, you do. You seem tired. You sad.
I don't know what be wrong with Nick. I don't know. But all of a sudden, like, he'll just distance himself, you know, like, just get down like he's thinking about something.
It's weird. I just be in my own world. I mean, I try to fit in sometimes. Like, I try to change my personality, but a part of me saying, like, no, like, just be yourself. So I be myself sometimes.
I think Nick, he likes being surrounded by people, except for when he's in his moods or I know he likes to be alone.
I'll separate myself from the group just to like connect with nature. Cause I never seen like nothing like this in my life. One moment I'll be happy, but then I'll think about one thing and my whole mood just changed. Like I'll get depressed. And then people will be walking up to me and I'll just like isolate myself. I'll be like, I have like my own space. Like I'll be like, leave me alone. When you're in the city, it don't stop. Like school, weekends, work. And like extracurricular, like basketball, after school program. I babysit my niece and nephews. It's like, you're trapped in a bubble. I'm tired.
Now, I'm concerned about you because we want you to grow into someone that is excited to be who you are. You have to learn who you are. What do I like? What do I not like? and it's challenging to develop your own identity, but I see that you're under pressure. How often do you feel like you're dealing with sadness?
Not every day, but it's like majority of times.
What do you think you're sad about?
I don't even know. It can be about multiple things. It can be about family related, anything.
You're not sure where they're coming from, but you do feel them.
Yeah.
And other times you feel really good.
Yeah.
And we all go through this. You're not the only one. And you know that you have us to talk to, right? Miss Ebony is always there. You know I'm always here. Anytime you want to talk, you know that we're here to talk to, correct?
Yeah.
Home sweet home. Yes.
So we've got work to do. We're gonna have to get our backpacks out. We've got to think 5 nights, 6 days.
Oatmeal.
Well, why did I buy this?
I got too much dry food, bro.
I don't know why you put it in order if you're gonna stuff it back in the stuff set. It's gonna go back out of order.
Open the door, please.
That's how you do it.
You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. Now let's go to an interesting conversation. Tomorrow is Father's Day, and part of my job actually at Wilderness Works is to combat fatherlessness. You know, when I was a kid, I was very lucky because I had Pat and Ed Michler. When they were having trouble having children, they went to an orphanage and adopted me in 1958. But they are not my parents, and I never knew my father or my mother, right? Money, 8 years without a father, okay? You go and visit him at prison, and then he calls you on the phone, he calls me, and he sends letters, right? What does that mean to you?
Like, cause he does all that stuff and I get to see him, it's almost like he has been there, even though he hasn't. It's like he's trying to do his best as a father, even though he's incarcerated.
My dad's on parole, but he has a really strict like officer. It's weird because like they like treat him like he's still a prisoner. Like he can't see me or anything. He has to have like someone supervising him. Like he can't be trusted at all. Like he still is kind of in jail.
Where is your dad?
My dad got shot at a hotel when I was 6.
So he was murdered.
Mm-hmm.
6 years old. Wow. So here you are, a guy who's trying to become a man, and you got nobody to show you the way. Let's talk about Clifford. Clifford is going back to be at a party to celebrate the release of his father from prison for how many years? So 8 years of his life has had no dad. His mother struggled to raise 4 children. Are you excited to see your dad?
Yeah.
You probably miss him.
Yeah.
Do you look like him?
People say I do.
Is it difficult?
Watching my mother trying to raise us is without a father.
What time is it? Y'all better hurry up. Stink in his room. When y'all gonna clean the room up? Like when? Clean this stuff up. I'm not finna clean this mess up.
I didn't see a good neighborhood till I was maybe 7th grade, 8th grade. And it was just like a lot of fighting, gun violence, robbery, drug trafficking. You know you don't want to be there, but that's all you ever seen. My dad, he'll go to jail for like a year or 2, get out. He might stay out for like 6, 7 months and go back. This time he might do a longer sentence and then get out, do another sentence, so it's like repetitive. So I don't really have that connection with my dad like that.
Clifford as a child, he's just kind of like quiet, but I really don't see any traits from his father. I just see all of me, pretty much. Y'all want some cereal?
I don't drink milk.
So why you not drinking milk?
It's not good for you.
Milk not good for you? Pizza not good for you, you still eat it? After Cliff's dad and I broke up, I met my 3 youngest kids' dad, but he's passed away now.
He had a heart attack in the car. We were like this. And that, like, when he passed away, it was just like, I really ain't got nobody now for real. Now we're really rock bottom.
So what did you buy for them to eat Saturday?
I got everybody a 6-piece of fries and some rice. No, it was some
Individual?
rice. Yeah.
How much was it?
It was 28 something total.
You should have just got a family. Next time you just get a family meal. Don't try to buy everybody individual meals. It's just me. It's just me. It's me all day long, nonstop. When anything happens, I have to be the one there to do everything.
I was at Parkside Elementary. I was in 5th grade. And Bill came to my school. I was like, maybe I should give it a try. So I gave Bill my mother's number.
I did feel skeptical at first. I'm not gonna even say I didn't, because it was like, who is this man that wants to just get these kids and take them out of town or teach them things? What is his motive, you know?
My first trip when we went to Tybee Island, I was just like, yeah, I love this program. You know, you're a kid, you know, you're in a 3-story house on the beach with positive people around you. You can talk to them and you're playing and stuff. It was fun.
Clifford wanted to go. He was happy. And all the quietness that I seen kind of like stopped.
Wild nature, it's like a drug. I don't smoke, so basically I call it my high. It just feels some type of way. I can't explain it. It's freedom, and you don't feel none of the threats and the pressure that comes in the city, particularly in the hood. You don't feel none of that because you're out there basically by yourself with the water and the mountains and things like that. And it's just a stress relief.
Clifford has been on many, many trips in remote wilderness across the United States, and the younger kids are looking up to him. So I'm very excited to see Cliff and his development in the direction he's heading in. We've got 4 passes to do. West Maroon Pass, Frigid Air Pass, Trail Rider Pass, and Buckskin Pass. This one is icy. You've got to be very careful here.
A pass is like almost like a U, and you climb up this mountain and you go through it, through the U, and then you go down.
A 4-pass loop is basically 4 mountains. It's going in a loop. It's basically what it means. Like,
Pack your trash, bury all human waste. If we have to go to the number 2, we have to dig a hole 6 inches deep and make sure you fill up the hole or whatever when you're done and cover it up, etc. Any questions? All right, let go.
Let go.
I love your socks, by the way. Your socks are spectacular.
say no cap.
I mean, no cap, okay?
I know, I feel it in my toes. Burning.
I do not take my shoes off when I cross the river, okay? I recommend you do the same, but your shoes will be wet. All right, here we go. if I need your help.
Bill had me actually stand in the water to help them cross. Basically, I was just like, if I fall in the water, I just fall in the water. I got to make sure they get across.
Come on, bro.
Ready, set, go.
Because I'm a mentor. Like, their safety matters more because they're younger. Everybody got across safe. But when I got out the water, I couldn't feel my legs. And it sting. Like I got stung by a bee.
Y'all did a good job. By the way, if I were you, I would wipe off my face, too, because the whole side of you is just, you look like somebody who just got out of war.
Yo, bro, low-key, that shit was fun, though. That was fun.
So this is where we are. So really, tomorrow, we will probably do 2.5 times what we did today. We'll have to get up early and make it happen.
Hold this. They all over the place. All over this campsite. It's crazy.
They can't get me now?
Yep. My face is not safe.
Turn that junk down, bro. All right. Okay.
Watch the road, bit.
What the world?
I know something on the bottom.
No, buddy. Turn that junk off and then take it off.
We're gonna blow up real talk.
This is black bear country. Absolutely no food in your tent, ever.
I'll trade you some Cheez-Its for some flavors. Man, I don't like Cheez-Its.
Block his show, fam. Oh, let me jump in.
Yeah. It fucking his face, bro.
Is that even really fair? See? I don't know. You the one who traded with me. Take backs. Let's try this. No take backs. Go for it.
Everybody, we're gonna have a meeting.
Let's bag it all up.
Everybody has got a bag of food, right? How many canisters do we have that actually have some room in them? We've got 3 that I can see, right?
We didn't realize that we didn't have enough bear canisters. Bear canisters basically a help. Like when a bear come and try to get your food, they can smell it because their nose are powerful. So when they come, try to get the food, they can't get into it.
So here you got these big bags of food. Let's talk about what can happen here. One is if we're not able to secure the food, the bear can eat the food. Worse yet, somehow it leads to bear interest in us in the tents and somebody gets bitten. Worse than that, there are stories of bears pulling people out of their tent. You guys didn't think about this when we were at the house, did you? This is serious.
When I first started, Bill would talk about bears coming to get our food, or they can go through the tent. If they smell anything on you, they'll kill you for it. And I thought it was like, oh, all right, that's not gonna happen to us. But about 3 years ago, we were in Wyoming, and I was in a tent. And all of a sudden, I hear, bear. So I get up out the tent. I'm like, oh no, this is not a dream. You look, and it's like this brown grizzly bear, like 30 feet away from us, just circling the campsite. I didn't go to sleep probably 3 o'clock in the morning, paranoid. Since then, yeah, I knew, like, it's serious. All those stories I was hearing, it gets serious out here.
Let me tell you what, as we keep progressing, we're gonna get to a certain point, which is the halfway point. It's also the riskiest point because if something happened, we have all the way to go to come back. Do we want to have to quit the whole trip because we're making unwise decisions?
Nope. Yeah. This is all my
Because we didn't have enough bear canisters, we had to use the Kevlar bag.
Remember, we've got to be able to untie it too, so don't go too crazy.
I felt like I just zoned out. Like, you're just taking it all in and you're connecting with the animals, like on some mind power trick type thing. All our food, was safe. We was happy, so we pack up. We ready to go.
I feel like the path's gonna go up to those rocks. Bill was talking about if it was a day that we were going up a pass, we needed to move fast because if it was raining, you were up so high that you could actually be struck by lightning.
That climbing was hard. And you look and you see Bill like 1,000 feet away up in the air, like he's like a dot. You like, oh my God, crazy.
Can't breathe from that. The air is too thin. Can't breathe. I'm faint. Where we going though?
We all think it's food that fuels us, and it does, of course, but oxygen fuels us. It's amazing. I feel like I'm gonna faint. I feel dizzy, right? And then I just breathe slowly. I take about maybe 20 breaths, and slowly I just come back to life. It's amazing. And I get it's like fuel. It's crazy. All right, let's go.
Getting to the top, it was a lot to take in. Just seeing these high mountains and these trees, these valleys, and all this other stuff. I felt like I was on top of the world.
Right up until that time, I didn't know whether our group could actually successfully cross these passes that are close to 13,000 feet. But I saw, once we did our first pass, that we were able to do so, and I was more confident about coming passes.
Y'all want to do the trail? It's probably going to be a little bit longer. Y'all want to go down the snow where we could just meet Bill most of the way.
Bro, I'm trying to slide real talk.
Y'all trying to slide? Cause if we
well,
y'all try to
let's
slide.
do it, bro.
Let's go, Brian.
Down the snow. Real talk. We gone. Oh, we gone. Oh, we gone.
Oh, no, I was not doing that. I was not going for that because, first of all, that's stupid. Second of all, it's not intelligent. And third of all, you're getting your clothes wet and it's cold outside. Come on now. I was the smartest out of the whole group.
When I get home, my mom finna cook me some white rice, some tofu, and some black beans.
Shut up, bro.
I'm gonna get I'm gonna make some pancakes.
But chill out, bro. I don't want to talk about food right now.
I'm gonna really make it too and put that shit on the pan. Put that on the pan.
If I start thinking about food, bro, I'm starting thinking about trail mix, and that's all I have. Now I want pancakes. What the hell?
What?
A bee tried to sting me.
What? What he do?
A bee tried to sting me.
He says bees. No, it did not.
Yes, it did.
Bees do not just go out of their way to sting people. When they sting people, they die. Yeah, you have to aggravate it.
All I heard was this buzzing sound, right? Then I look to my right. I see like this thing, and its thing is pointing towards me. Like I see his legs drop down. Then it's freaking like pointing towards me, and then it's coming.
You must have aggravated.
Bro, y'all never believe me.
Boy, you smoking too much crack, boy.
Hey, we are not going, we're gonna have to go back if we don't find the shoe. Why are we taking our shoes off and walking around barefoot anyway? We need to figure out where did Sean go and go there. So just don't go aimlessly looking around. We have to find out from Sean, where did he go? All right, let's keep looking.
We spent a good 20 minutes like looking for his shoe. It was under a log, but Bill was talking about some, if we do not find his shoe, we're going back.
What would have happened if we lost a shoe?
Obviously, we was not going back because he paid a lot of money for this trip. And I appreciate him for that, but we found the shoe, we kept on going on.
Oh, my legs are burning. I cannot feel my legs.
It was cold. My socks was wet. I didn't have the right food. I had a whole bunch of Cliff Bars.
Let me get some Snickers, bro.
It was tough.
We have to go over that pass. You see that? Oh, it looks like a golf course up there.
Passing one pass is tough already. So when you gotta go over two of them, no.
Damn, we gotta do 2 passes today.
Oh, wait, right?
What?
Oh, this is tough.
No.
Is backpacking easy?
No.
This is a whole different kind of world. This is a hard world, right? And I think most of the people I know are too soft. This is not their element. This is my element. I guess one question is this your element? Nick, what is your element? You might be too young to know, right? And too inexperienced. What do you think, Amani?
Honestly, I don't really know if this is my element. I mean, I do like being outside and all, but I don't really know if this is...
If you had an alternative, would you pick the alternative or would you try to come to a place like this?
I'd probably pick the alternative.
So you probably would not come here. I don't want you to come back unless you want to. And with Amani, I think Amani is hinting that he really doesn't want to. So it's not for everybody. It's something to think about. But I do hope somebody here would like to come back and either here or wherever we go, but you know you'll have to be tough. All right, let's go.
I've never seen that like this before.
Yeah. Can't get it all in one view.
It's like a snake.
Yeah, Snake River.
most of it. Be sure you're ready to go, correct? Good.
If I slip, I'm just gonna slide down.
Bruh.
Oh, it's so much snow over there.
I can't do this.
Fuck around and slide down.
Oh, I know my trick again.
Hell no.
If that works, they'll do it.
That boy down hitting me.
Once we had got down the pass and were almost at the campsite, the trail had went covered by snow. And I remember I was right behind Bill, and it was like scary.
It's like a steep hill of snow, almost straight.
One wrong step and you could just go tumbling down the hill or straight into the lake.
That's some dangerous ass shit. Hey, bro, I'm going down.
Who is she telling?
Bullshit, what?
Walk this way, walk this way.
I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die.
Shut up.
I don't know
Don't get
how.
there. You're not gonna die.
We're crossing it one by one. So you have to put one foot in front of the other, stay low, don't look down. And everybody's safety's in hand.
Go to your right a little bit. Go to your right.
I think Sean realized that his life was in stake.
I think he looked down and he was like, I'm not going no further.
Sean, can you come down a little bit and go over that way?
The snow looks easier.
And he got so scared that like he couldn't move no more, and he just stopped.
All right, listen. You were hesitant about crossing, correct? Okay. If I'm with you, can you follow me?
Yeah.
No, this has to be an absolute yes.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, what you want to do is lean into the mountain, the snow side, right? Do you understand? And you put your foot in the footsteps that are there already made. And you just look at the footsteps only, and you look this way. Okay? Sometimes you have to take a big step. I want you behind me. Are you behind me? No. Keep going, keep going. Good job, good job, good job. Good, 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 good. Good, good, good. I got to hold your hand, didn't I?
Ain't no help.
All right, let's go set up
No
camp.
help. I'll get your sleeping bag.
Let's reflect on today. When we're crossing almost a diagonal snowfield, and if something happened that we don't expect and somebody slid down, that was a long way down, almost all the way to the lake. I don't mind river crossings. I don't mind crossing passes. It's tough, high altitude, blah, blah, blah. That I don't want to do. That's not what I'm here to do. We're here to connect with wild nature, not to risk our lives. And that was too close for me to be comfortable.
When you first arrived at that snow, how did you feel?
I was gonna die.
You was like scared? Yeah, I was scared. I had to go step by step. Like, it took me at least like 20 seconds to do each step. When I got there, I was relieved. I was like, it's over. I'm straight now.
Oh, it's done. Hey, we won!
No!
Man, I'm gonna give each of y'all 1/3 of a penny.
This is not an easy place to get to. There's a pass on that side. There's a pass on that side.
That one was probably the hardest. It wasn't as high as the other ones, but the trail was sort of a zigzag, and it took a long time.
With the high altitude thing, I would look and see no headlight, breathing hard, basically.
I cannot walk no more. I have altitude problems. I have so many emotions right now. I'm getting aggravated at the most tiniest things. It's like if my shoes get stuck in mud, I'll get so mad. I thought I was trying to go slow, but I couldn't stop. And then I slipped on a rock. I almost died.
Come on, bro, we gotta get up this pass. I know it's hard, bro. We gotta get up this pass. Come on, bro. We need to get up. 2 minutes. 2 minutes. And we're going up. Gonna walk all the way up that pass. No matter how slow you do it, we're walking up that pass without stopping. Helping Ohea, I kind of felt a responsibility to do it. One, because he was my tent mate. And two, really because he's a dear friend. So like doing that, it motivated him and motivated me.
I like seeing that somebody basically the same age or like a leader stepping up to the plate, realizing things have to get done, or we have to help each other to get through this trip. And basically, Amani took a lot of leadership, things he usually don't do. It's like he's on the right track.
Think about it, we did West Maroon Pass, we did Frigidaire Pass, we did Trail Rider Pass, and today we did Buckskin Pass. And here we are at the end of the circle, and you completed this circle. You crossed 4 passes, you went up to 12,500 feet 4 times. Very, very challenging. Like I said, when you get home, your friends won't even know what you're talking about.
Well, your hands got bigger, bro.
My hand, I feel like they really did.
What can we tell younger people as we introduce them to Wilderness Works?
You're gonna have your ups and downs, like you're gonna have hard times, but you're gonna have easy times. Either way, like it's worth it.
I felt pretty good, I guess. It was hard, but at least I got through it.
I really am proud of you. I was worried there.
At the time, I thought because I was so unsure that I didn't like it. But now I realized how big that was and like what I did. Just going over 4 passes, seeing these wild animals. There's a huge world out there and there's so much to discover. So it took me a while to realize like if it was my element or not.
When you first go out into nature, you're not used to having everything for 7 days in one bag. When you do it time after time after time after time, like the button just turns on like, dang, it's actually a world I've never seen before. And you realize the freedom of it. Basically, it opens like plugs in your brain. When they be like, this is a once-in-a-lifetime moment, and Bill corrects us, he's basically telling us like, you can continue doing this and you can help other people get out here and keep coming back.
It felt like I was playing a game, but it's like real life. Once you reach 1 pass, you at like level 1, level 2, level 3, and you pass the game. And it just made me feel proud, because I just did 24 miles. I'm gonna get mine.
And by the way, Amani, I want you to know, you're right for wilderness. You may not know it, but you are. Kids are so used to virtual reality. By having a real experience, really being at 13,000 feet, the real experience is far superior, and they discover that on the trail. It's very gratifying.
This is makeup. It's makeup remover. Move dirts, right? No. But I get a mustache move?
That's like snow.
Yeah, it's actually called snow sugar.
Oh, that's funny.
What do you plan on being when you grow up?
A personal fitness trainer.
Okay, that's cool.
But that might change.
True, things do
Working
change.
here.
Yep.
For the masterpiece. Too far. Clock out.
Oh my God. I sat out here for an hour.
Golly.
You got on a,
The head net.
yeah. He officially out. Like, when was the last time you seen him that?
When I was 10.
10?
Yeah.
11, 12, 13, 14.
Oh yeah, he's about 40 now, ain't it? You nervous?
Well, I'm nervous. Are you nervous?
I'm just ready to see him again.
And when you talk to him, tell him how you feel too.
I don't know how I feel.
Are you mad at him?
No. I'm probably not mad because I probably was sort of used to it. It wasn't days where I was just like, man, I ain't got no daddy in my life or whatever. I was just disappointed. Yeah, just used to it. I just got here. Yeah, I got him. Yeah, I got him. Nah, he got me by an inch. Nothing much. I just came from out of town. With the program I'm in Colorado for a month. I just flew back yesterday.
What you doing out there?
Backpacking, wilderness, stuff like that. Backpacking. You know what that is?
I think he was kind of like shocked, like, this is my son? Yeah, this is your son.
That's a sight to see. You don't want to see. You're doing right. You're in the right lane.
I think he likes it because he realized that I'm different from him. Like, he wasn't on the right track. And him seeing me doing these opposite things that he did, I guess it's like, oh my gosh, he's actually doing something with his life. I think I got a picture of myself. You look just alike.
I've never traveled in the mountains or nothing like that, but it brought Cliff a ton of energy.
That's me?
Yeah, that's you.
He was like, Mom, it's something other than just Atlanta, other than just Georgia, outside of, you know, just these four walls. Matthew's trying to get a job too now. He's trying to step up and keep his grades up because I'm like, look at your brother, he's doing good. And even the other kids, they respect him now. I thank him. Like, I really thank him for being a good child. Now I feel like I can brag a little bit. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that snow's no joke.
That's you.
That's me right there.
I was the first one to join motorsports out of my family. They was like, Nick, can I come with you? Cause like, I've been missing you. Y'all be like, all right.
Sonny, stand up. Are you related to Brandon?
I'm happy for them. I just want to see their reaction. Like, when they get inside, like, wilderness, like, I just want to see how they react. I'm not gonna say I'm fully mature, because I know I didn't. I'm not gonna sit up here and lie. But I'm not finna let depression take over my life.
So some of the kids that come here are living in shelters. And Amani knows what it's like to be homeless. And I'm very proud of Amani because he has stood tough all this time. Look at him.
There was one in particular at city camp I did see myself in. Was in the same stuff I was into when I was that age.
Well, yeah, I felt the same thing. It was all unpredictable, and I don't know where I would go or anything, and nothing, I don't know what would happen or who would be here or anything. It was really stressful, like Amani said. Oh, yeah.
Amani can let these kids know that it doesn't stop here, that they call it transitional housing because you're not meant to stay there, but transition into something better. Red Rover, send Lucas over. If you expose yourself to more than just what the system offers you, there's no limit to what you can become.
When you were out there in the mountains, when you guys reached the top, did it feel like you guys were in an Atlanta building all the way up there?
First climbing the pass is hard. I mean, it's tough. So once you get up there and you get to the top and you see where you came from and you point and you feel the wind, you're like on top of the world. And you feel like you accomplished something.
These guys have done major, major, major stuff, and there's even more you can do. There's no limit. People who think big, do big. The question is, how many of you feel like this is something you would like to do? I do believe that the group of people that have experienced wilderness could make this go way beyond what I've done. Can you and Cliff take the first group upstairs? There's a series of chain reactions, and that's exciting.
Get
the other light on. Come on, bro, I got you.
We still got like 10 more minutes.
Yeah, but you can talk, but talk quietly because
Okay.
you're going to bed.
No, move. The line's
No.
Hi, good evening. And we are all live tonight. It's the fourth day of Green Screen Environmental Film Festival. It's a Sunday, so everybody's relaxed. Maybe some of you are just coming back from the beach, enjoying your Sunday afternoon. But I am really pleased to be joined this evening by three stars, but especially one particular star, and his name is Clifford. And if you were watching the film, you would have seen him. Welcome, gentlemen. I'll start with our director, Michiel Thomas. Did I say that right?
Very good. Yeah, it's Michiel. Perfect. Yeah. You've been practicing.
No.
I
got it right from the first. Yeah,
Good.
I just understood. I just got it right.
Good.
Okay. Michiel is a Belgian native. He's a documentary filmmaker based in Los Angeles, California. His feature debut, Game Face, was distributed internationally by Netflix in 2016. It screened at more than 50 film festivals worldwide and won 12 awards. Michael,
keep going.
Yeah.
Keep going.
Okay. Michiel's short doc, American Army Dream, aired in 2017 on national TV in Belgium. He has upcoming short projects in the pipeline for PBS's Real South and 60-Second Docs. As a freelance cameraman and editor, Michiel has worked on a wide range of subject matters and for various clients in all parts of the world, from HBO to TBS and BBC News to Belgian TV. Welcome, Michiel.
Thank you very much.
Thanks so much for joining us. Now, you see, the reason why I was getting confused is because the next man is Michael. I mean,
there we go.
I mean, hello.
Hello, hi, hey.
Michael Franklin, who's the producer of tonight's film. He is an American actor and choreographer. He plays a recurring role of young leader Shreve Scoville on the Apple TV drama series Truth Be Told, and acted in HBO Max teen drama series Euphoria. Most recently, he appeared in Beyonce's Black is King. Okay. Michael is Where the rest of the bio? my little bio angel didn't send me the rest of the bio, but I will just say Michael is the producer of this amazing film, and we're really pleased to have him with us this evening. And of course, the star of the show, Clifford Chalmers, the talent, the star boy, the hero who went on a journey. Cliff has been a member of Wilderness Works for 10 years, and the organization has had a big impact on his life. This documentary focuses on Cliff's development as a leader to the younger program participants and his journey growing up in a mother-headed household. Besides his love for the outdoors, Cliff also has a passion for music, basketball, and traveling. Awesome. Gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us all the way in Trinidad. You know, that film was really emotional and really beautiful in so many ways. You know, I can talk about seeing young Black men have vulnerability and a certain level of intimacy with each other, have comfort with themselves, and also be comfortable in their discomfort. But I want to ask Michael and Michiel, what was the process to make this film?
Well,
don't all rush.
Go ahead, Michael.
I'll kick it off. One of the major processes is actually just getting started. Like we were coming off a previous documentary, and you know, I'm the backer with vision and ideas. So we had kind of ran into a roadblock on how do we get started? Because we wanted to do something that was inspirational, but something that related to us very, very closely. So with Michael, one of the things is I've been one of his best friends and known him for such a very long time, was what inspires you next? What is your big thing? And one of the biggest things for Michael, me knowing him, is nature is a huge, huge thing for him. And then just youth and urban youth and seeing people grow and nature, and you like the city. You know, I don't know how you can combine those two, but you know, those two would be something that I would like dig a little bit deeper in. And you know, he rested for a day and he came back, he said, I got it. And that was one of the biggest things. He's like, I'm gonna work with urban youth and the nature. I was like, okay, well, I'll back you up.
Yeah, and I started looking up different organizations, and I was actually pleasantly surprised that there are many organizations in different cities, and I visited several of them in Houston, in Texas, in San Diego, and they're all great organizations, great people who do tremendous work. But I also didn't just want to make a promo video. I really wanted to bring a documentary with a story and people with a evolving arc. And when I visited Wilderness Works in Atlanta, it was an immediate click, and it clicked with that group. It clicked with Bill and Ebony. And once they told me we're going to Colorado that summer, I was like, hey, I'm on board. Let's go. I didn't know what was going to happen, but yeah, we took a leap of faith, and it worked out.
It actually worked out really well. You know, there was that one literal cliffhanger scene where the young boy just didn't want to cross, and I was like, I had to get up and walk away. I was like, I can't do
the snow scene.
Yeah, the snow scene. Clifford, as somebody who was there at the time, was it as emotional for you as it was for us sitting here like,
yes,
on the edge of our seats?
It was scary.
Yeah.
It was very scary. It was like a life or death type situation.
Yeah.
But we made it through.
I'm really happy for that. But I wanted to ask you, Clifford, you know, one of the things that our perception of young Black men who live in cities like Atlanta, they have street smart, they they're getting into all sorts of things that we think that they shouldn't be getting into at a young age. What's the difference between the intelligence that you need to survive in an urban area and the intelligence that you need to survive in the wilderness?
And I would say really just being aware of your surroundings. That's really,
And that applies to both places, of course.
Yes, that applies to both places. You have to be aware.
Yeah, for real. And I mean, having spent, like a lot of my adult years in Europe, I know that there's certainly a different relationship that people have to wilderness and going out in the bush in that space compared to, say, people who live in urban areas all the time. So what's your perspective on the impact of the film as someone who is not of this space?
Well, I grew up in a small town in Belgium. So I was surrounded by forests and the countryside. So it always played a very important part in my life. And then the reason when I came to Los Angeles, it was of course for professional reasons and for filmmaking. It's the capital of the world. But the reason why I also love Los Angeles is because there's a lot of nature around this city. And it's easier to escape to the beach or to the mountains or to the desert. There's so many opportunities here. But I also notice I do it, but a lot of my friends or a lot of people in the city, they don't. And also the society that we live in right now. And I think that goes for all over the world. We're more addicted to our phones now. So to me, it was very important to create a message to find that connection again with the outdoors and to show like the benefits that it can have mentally and physically. Because yes, I focused on Wilderness Works and the people involved in that organization, but I definitely believe that it's a story that applies all over the world. Yeah.
Absolutely. Michael?
You know what? This is a two-parter, and I can talk.
We have a little bit of time. Go ahead.
No, I'm gonna try to say it and be basic. I don't want to rob nobody's time. But like for me, I'm born and raised in Oakland, California, and I moved to LA to act and choreograph and be a part of the arts. So, San Francisco is right next to Oakland, and it's a little bit different. You kind of, same thing as far as buildings, and, there's forests, or not forests, but there's like parks and different places to go to, oak parks and things like that. But moving to LA, I was like, oh yeah, I moved to LA. It's a bigger thing. It's great, but this is it. This is my thing, moving to LA and working and being in the industry. And what this movie did for me, as far as it reaffirms and it confirms the fact that there is a even bigger world out there, and you can be stuck in your four walls in Oakland. You can be stuck in your 18 mil, wall mansion in mansion in Los Angeles, or you can go to nature and be wallless and just experience the world. And for me, like this movie, just like one of the points that I was so excited to back Michael up in it was because it ran parallel with the way I always thought. Like even being in Oakland and being in LA, I always thought there's something more. And then to go to the wilderness and to be in the Colorado mountains, or to be in Yosemite, or just even at the beach, it's like, oh my God, it's so beautiful, and it's even more out there, and it might even be even more out there as far as past the wilderness, space. No, the new documentary. That
would be something.
Yeah, that'd be great, right? But
new ideas.
Mikhail is getting excited about something there.
Space. Let's go to Mars now. That would be wild.
Space is the place.
Yeah, that's wild.
Yeah, now
That's
that's
wild.
wild.
That's wild.
But yeah, that was the biggest thing for me. That was one of the major impacts. And then the other thing is to watch people grow. Like you actually see growth happen through the film. And I'm a person who learned from other people's experiences. I'm also a person who's very observant, and that's just, the thing that comes with being an actor. You have to pay attention and you have to be aware. But to see people grow, you rarely get to experience that much in acting because people are constantly putting on different skins, different faces, different accents. So you're not sure if they're growing or they're just, they're restructuring. But this film, you actually get to see a person start with no awareness of the outdoors and see them and come out a completely different person. And that touched me personally.
Beautiful. Clifford, I wanted to ask you, Michael talks about growth and, you are a seasoned professional in wilderness works right now, but, I'm guessing that you're at the age now where you're thinking about what you're going to do next, what kind of profession you're going to look forward to in life. How is your experience with wilderness works shaping, what you want to do with the next 10 years of your life?
It taught me to be focused on like what I want to do. Like I attend Middle Georgia State University, and I'm majoring in business. I want my business degree and all things. But yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, it helped me. It taught me how to be focused.
Focus is important. Absolutely. I wanted to ask, what has been the impact as well of the film in these times of such uncertainty with COVID-19, with lockdowns, with, just like this kind of state of chaos? What answers do we get from, reconnecting to the wild, reconnecting to nature? What answers can we find in those spaces in times like now?
Go ahead, Cliff.
No, you can go.
No, go for it.
No,
go, Cliff.
I'll take it. What answers can you find in nature? I'm gonna try to answer this as close as I can what I'm thinking. I was working out today at the gym, and going to the gym in Anaheim because you're able to actually work out indoors. I had my mask on, and I had my beanie on, and I was fully covered up from head to toe with gloves and everything. And it's all due to COVID-19. And, what was amazing, I had the most amazing feeling. I would, relate it to how, I guess, I heard a comedian say about how some women just go home. Hello?
Mm-hmm. We're here.
We can hear you.
You hear me?
We can hear you.
Yes.
Oh.
We can hear you.
Okay. It just blacked out. I don't know what happened. See, technology. I related to one of the facts that, how I heard this comedian say that she's like, some women just go home, or majority of women just go home, and it's the first thing they take off is, they're like, oh, let me loosen the straps, to like relax and breathe. And, I was
so
like,
familiar.
I don't know. It was for me. I was trying to relate to the joke, but she made it funny, right? So, due to COVID-19, I felt like I was just strapped up and laced up and gloved up and everything. And soon as I walked out, we work out in Anaheim, which is not a lot of trees and it's not like foresty, but there's some trees where if you look in the right direction, it looks like a little forest. As soon as I stepped out of the gym, the first thing that I did was I ripped off my mask and I was just breathe. And knowing the fact that I was coming here to do this interview, I was like, okay, these type of questions, I always go, how did this relate to me? How did this relate to the film? Why is this so much important? And how is it, parallel to the film? And to me, I feel like when you're in the city and you're wrapped up, and it almost feels like COVID-19. You're like trapped. And one of the lessons learned, and one of the things that feels amazing, is when you step out in nature, it's almost like you just pull off your mask. Yeah. And I would say you just pull it off and you breathe and you're like, this is what I'm missing. This is the thing that you feel combined. You feel trapped and boxed in, and you don't know why, because you do have your freedom, but due to COVID-19, you are restricted. But there is no restriction in the forest. You can go out to the mountains, you can go out to the beach, you can go out and you can just breathe and feel free. So I was thinking, as far as this film, and one of the things with COVID-19 is, hey, if you feel confined, is what I'm trying to say, and you feel trapped in, go out, no COVID-19 restrictions, and just breathe in nature. I think I answered your question. I'm not sure.
You did. Thank you.
I tried. I was wrapping it up.
That was an excellent attempt.
Yeah, that was on point.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have 3 questions from our viewers on Facebook and YouTube. Our first question is from Chanel Musan. What was the most memorable part for each of you when making this film?
The snow.
What part of the snow, Cliff?
The part when we had to cross it. But finishing when everybody made it, that's a good memory too.
For me, I don't want to take. Go, Michael. I'm sorry, Michiel.
Yeah. Well, for me, it was just like the overall experience, and just to see everyone having fun, and just because sometimes Bill and Ebony, the leaders of Wilderness Works, they also say, like, it's not just teaching and education. You also want to provide a moment where everyone can just have fun and play around. And for me to watch that group just play around and have fun and throw snowballs at each other and just slide down, even though Bill got mad after they did that. Watching them have fun was the most gratifying to me, because that's what it was all about. So yeah.
Oh, you finished? Are you?
Yeah, go ahead.
The most memorable, I didn't get to go experience the mountains with them, but I say 3 things actually that were memorable for me. It was the beginning, to see the idea developed with Michael, and see his inspiration and him being inspired, like, oh, got it. This is what I want. This is what I want. 2, the process of watching the footage and seeing the kids learn and grow. I was like, wow, that's amazing. Like, it still sticks with me. Like, I could even say the analogy of me going to the gym because of this film. It made it so memorable just to see these kids grow. And then the ending, which is also very memorable, to see the finished product and to be in this process of the film where you're doing interviews and you're like, wow, you almost get re-inspired, and you remember the certain things like, oh yeah, I remember them crossing. Oh yeah, I remember when them talking about we're going to the mountains. Some footage didn't even actually make the film, but I just remember these different points. And they all, like, for me as an actor, one of the biggest things that we do is we try to take real life, and we run neck and neck with real life to see how that, if I've never been a shooter, I watched a whole bunch of gun range. If I've never been to the mountains, which I have, then I'll watch a film like this, like to experience and to see it and allow that to develop memories for me to be a better actor. So this film, I would say it would be the beginning, the middle, and the end, all 3. Yeah.
You can real talk.
I told you I can talk. I can talk.
We have another question from Maya Ramasa. The film has a lot of talk about transformation. What kind of changes did you see in yourself, the kids, etc.?
The
Cliff,
transform
what's for you the biggest transformation?
seeing the kids grow, because we're mentors. Like, we were at the position they were at, but we got like older. So now we were teaching them like what to do out there and teaching them, helping them grow, and seeing them transform from what they were to what they are, to what they became after the trip. That was a good, a good transformation. Watching them grow.
For example, when Bill asked those questions, like, are you in your element? And, at that time, Amani wasn't sure.
Sure, yeah.
And to see, but that's also part of the journey. And Cliff actually explains that very well towards the end. It's not like the first time you go outdoors, you immediately get it, and
it takes
you're in paradise.
Episodes.
It takes time. It takes time, and the more you go into nature, the better you understand it, and the more you enjoy it. So it was very important to show that process, that at the beginning it's not always easy, but it's a place where you can grow personally and find eventually self-confidence that can help you in your daily lives. So
I'm gonna be honest, I heard part of the question. It went in, it went in, it went out.
The film has a lot of talk about transformation. What kind of changes did you see in yourself, the kids, etc.?
Oh, okay. Well, from in myself, at coming on as a producer, that seeing someone's dream, Michael's dream, being developed, gave me more inspiration to say, we can do this. This is something that we can do. I can do is produce documentaries that actually developed into some beautiful stories. That's one. And when it comes with the kids, like the same thing I'm kind of just reiterating as far as transformation, to see them grow and see them change. It just, seeing them developed makes me a better actor, which is kind of selfish, but it makes me a better actor because it's like, oh, okay. So when I start a character and, seeing them develop, this is what it looks like, how they started. And then to see growth and transformation, it's like, oh, this is where they ended. And they're still growing, just as just where they ended in the film. But to see that, or to hear the different cast members saying that, oh yeah, I learned this, and I learned this about snow, and I learned this about being focused, and I learned this about being responsible. And, this in my life is related to that time that I went to Yosemite or I went to Colorado, that I did that and I made it through, felt like I almost died. So this situation that I'm going through, is not it's not as detrimental as that one. So just seeing the kids transform and from the beginning to the end. Yeah.
Actually, I want to ask this question as well. There were two things that stood out to me at the beginning. That was Miss Ebony saying that she didn't see Bill as a white savior. And that was also Bill talking about the fact that access to wilderness is something that is almost exclusively white. Right, so the people that you see going out in the forest are white people there, and I wanted to also bring up the issue that in lots of Black American comedy, there is this perception that Black people do not belong in the outdoors. Black people don't do certain things that are adventurous in that sense, right? So we like safety, and I'm just trying to get to the bottom of why that is. What is the trauma specifically around the outdoors and the African American population? Obviously, it's a space that's not this, everybody, but actually everybody is from somewhere else except for the First Peoples, right? So the first peoples have dibs on the space. It's their home, and everybody else is borrowing space in this home. So, but how come the African American experience has taken them so far away from a connection to the land and nature? When you consider, say, somebody like Harriet Tubman, who was taking people through swamps, or you consider that there is marronage in the American South, or any of the historical connections that exist between African Americans and nature, how do you explain or account for this this separation and this almost kind of acceptance of the separation between African Americans and nature?
I read a few things online researching, because it's a very important and a very good observation you made. And there are several things. I think when it comes down to the face of the outdoors, as far as the outdoor branding and all that, for the longest time, that was only white people. You only saw white people in media, on posters, the outdoor brands, in brochures, they were all white. So it was being promoted as a white thing to do. I do have to say that is starting to change, and the brands are being much more inclusive, and national parks are also starting to do the efforts. But I'm talking about the last 5 years maybe, that those attempts are really being made. So I think that's one thing. And another thing that I read as well is that the time of the slavery, like you said, a lot of those back in the day, a lot of slaves had to escape and be like in the swamps and be in the outdoors, and that is a place that the African American community don't like to be associated with. These are some of the things that I read, so that's one of the reasons why there was that disconnect as well. I'm not speaking for everyone, but those are some of the things that I read. So Michael and Cliff, feel free, please, to
No, you
share
put
your
it on
opinion.
point. That's exactly what it is.
Here I go.
That's exactly
For me, like, I can't, speak to the whole African American experience, but if I was to speak from my own experience, which is kind of piggybacking off of Michael's, which would be one, it was never made out to me that it was something to do that was fun. And the experience of it would be amazing. When I look at the outdoors, and when I looked at the outdoors before, I could only go back from my old experiences was bugs. I'm gonna get bit by a snake. It's cold. It's different things that just didn't seem appealing to me. So, especially being raised in Oakland, buildings, city, towns, like, a farm is kind of like foreign to me. So let alone like a forest, or mountains or snow. It just was something that was never presented to me to be for me. So I guess that's kind of like saying the same thing as what Michael just said. For a long time, they branded it. When you see the outdoors, you see two white guys and a little, and their buddies fishing. You're like, I don't do that. Or you see, when it's time to go snowing, you see skis on, Caucasian women or Asian people, and you're going, I don't do that. It just didn't feel like it was for me. But I like I said, there's a bigger world out there, and you go out and you experience and you learn things, or you make different relationships with people, and it opens you up to experience more. So with that, like I say, a lot of African Americans, I won't say all, and this is just my own personal opinion, feel comfortable and safe amongst each other. Your black friend, your black mom, your black dad, your black friends, you're safe. So if this is something that you don't experience and I don't experience, you really kind of don't ever get that experience until you open yourself up to more experiences. It's almost like, you know, bringing, I guess, Caucasian people into soul food. You know, I don't know. You know, it's just.
But I mean, you know, I mean, also it's a question of safety.
Yeah,
And
you just
where
feel more
you feel
safe
more
and secure.
Where you
Yeah.
feel more safe, and it's like, you know, what is the likelihood? You know, is there more likelihood of something happening to you in your own community than there is of something happening to you outside of your own community in the middle of nowhere?
Right.
There are no
That's all.
witnesses there. You know, it's like
You just feel
it's
more
a completely different.
comfortable. And
Yeah.
also with the unaware, I mean, not knowing, it's with the unknown, you know what safety that is going to happen in your city. You know how to protect yourself. You know where to go and where not to go at certain times. But when you go to something like the woods, you know, you can scream out loud as you want. Nobody's going to hear you. You know, it's just, I guess you're right. It's just a safety thing. It's just a safety net. And once you kind of like cut the safety net and you just kind of allow yourself to fly, you see that it's a bigger world and you've been kind of like closed off and shut off to it. And, you know, I mean, I could just go on and on and on and on. But
And I mean,
yeah,
I think that's I think also one of the most beautiful things about the film, that, you know, I feel like for a lot of urban Black youth, you know, their Blackness, their urbanness, their age, all of these things are sort of
come into
the
play.
walls that, you know, that are put up and stop them from gaining access to the things
Exactly.
that give you a more full experience. But okay, we have more questions. So we could take that down a very deep rabbit hole.
Yes.
Yeah, you can.
But I mean, these are the conversations that we need to have around films like this. You know, we need to challenge our ideas of what access means. We need to challenge what our ideas of where we belong means. You know, and that's crucial.
I'd like to add one thing. What I love about Wilderness Works as well is, yes, we went to Colorado and we had to take a plane and it costs money and it's a more expensive trip. But what I love about Wilderness Works is that they make you find and explore nature around the city, and you start realizing like, oh, it's not that far away from home. You just don't know about it, or you never heard about it. And they take them to like rivers near Atlanta, like Stone Mountain. There's so many great places. And then the kids go back home and you can do that stuff with your family. And I think that's, you know, step by step, that's how it grows in the community, and that's how you can make that connection. So yeah.
Awesome. Another question from our viewing audience. What was it like filming on the steep slopes of that mountain? Looked extremely intimidating. That's from Chrissy. She wants to know what it was like to film.
I don't know how he did it.
Me neither. So I was the last one to cross because I had to film. And you know what they always say, never interfere. When you do a documentary, never interfere. But there were moments when I was filming and I was shouting to Sean, like, come on, you can do it, you can do it. But yes, I was so scared, and I had to, because for a second I was, it would be cool to actually film when I crossed to see how it is. But I was thinking, stop, now is not the time to be creative. Just make sure that you get across. So I had to pack my camera, put everything in my backpack, and just like slowly just focus, and I was able to cross. And I wasn't thinking, you know, I didn't care if I lost all my equipment down the mountain. I just wanted to make it across safe, which I did. And yeah. And you know what, like, and yes, it was a dangerous moment, but I also think that Bill did take, you know, his responsibility, and he did come back and help Sean. So, you know, he did what he had to do as a leader. the organization at that moment. You know, so but yeah, it was definitely dangerous. Yes.
It was harrowing. Yeah. I had
Yes.
to walk away. I really had to walk away. I couldn't deal with it.
Yes.
We have another question from Fallon Lachman Singh. How is your experience climbing the mountains and being a mentor translated to how you're adapting and creating your life now? That's for Cliff.
Can you say that one more time?
How has your experience climbing the mountains and being a mentor translated into how you're adapting and creating your life now?
Basically, it helps me, like, going up a mountain is hard, it's tough, and you have to put one foot in front of the other. But whatever, like, just don't stop. So it's helping me in life, like telling me to, like, know what I want to do in life, and keep going and don't stop. Just keep putting one foot in front of the other. And
I love that. That's amazing.
That's awesome,
and
actually.
And Cliff is going to, you know, to college right now. He's in the university, so I think that, you know, shows how successful he has been, and that program has been.
helped me a
So
lot.
yeah.
Okay, so we have another question. Maya Ramasa says, how did you keep a narrative like this feeling so legit and fresh and avoid veering into Dangerous Minds territory? Advice?
I need to read that question again. You know what?
Basically, she's saying,
once you
that it was legit, it was fresh. How do you keep it? How do you keep it authentic without
sensationalizing it?
Yeah.
I mean, that also, again, I took a leap of faith. I didn't know what was going to happen or who I was going to follow. That all unfolded in front of me. It's always very overwhelming once you have all the footage, like, okay, and now I need to, you know, it all needs to fit in a narrative. And I edited the first cut myself, and which I was happy about, but I could still feel like, as far as a narrative, that some of the things, you know, you have to hit certain beats, and there has to be an arc with all the characters, and I wasn't hitting all those points. So that's when I reached out to a friend of mine, another producer besides Michael, who knew an editor. And that's when another editor came on board. And once you have a fresh pair of eyes to look at all the footage, that helped tremendously to edit everything. And afterwards, it's always like, oh yeah, of course, all this now it makes sense. But sometimes you need that extra pair of eyes to help you and guide you. Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah. So we are almost out of time. So I just want to close off. Oh, one more question for Cliff. Though this story is documented on film, did you consider journaling your experience during or after? That's from Mariel Forbes.
I actually just wrote a 4-page essay about it and turned it in to my professor. That's the crazy part.
Did you get a grade yet?
No, I haven't got a grade yet.
That's what I was thinking. I was like,
I want to read it. I want to read
yeah,
it.
me too. I'm really excited to read it. Can you just post it in the chat there?
Yeah. And then we'll all give a grade.
Yeah. But I think I haven't said, but yeah, that's what I recently did.
So we have another question for Michiel. Carver wants to know, the dialogue sound was really crisp all throughout the journey. With so many characters and difficult conditions, how did you manage that technically?
Well, thank you. Yeah, that was, I was by myself filming everything, which was very challenging. So I only had one boom microphone on top of the camera. which was very challenging on the trail. But afterwards, when I did the interviews, that's when I gave everyone like a little lavalier microphone, and I put that under the shirt so you couldn't see it. And so that's how I captured the sound. And then afterwards, once the edit was finished, I worked with a audio mixer who mixed everything together. So yes, the audio was very challenging, and I was holding my breath how it would come out, especially the parts on the trail, but it worked. I didn't have to ask Cliff, can you yell, can you say something afterwards, record something afterwards? I'm about to fall off this cliff. So I didn't have to do none of that.
No.
Yeah, no.
That was
We
so
didn't have
lucky.
to do all that.
Okay, so
actually,
so we have.
You know what? Go ahead.
No, you finish your thought.
Well, actually, I did record, because the moment when Sean lost his shoe, I didn't capture it when they found his shoe. So afterwards, the person who found the shoe, which was Victor, I did ask him like, hey, can you just say for audio, hey, I found the shoe, but it didn't sound like real. So I was like, nah, I'm not gonna, that didn't work out. So everything you hear was real.
Okay, awesome. So we have like less than a minute left. I just want to say thank you to all of you amazing men who have taken us on this exciting journey with you. Thank you so much, Michael and Mikhail, for this great film. Thank you, Cliff, for being such a badass and going out and doing things in a while.
You're welcome.
It reminds me that I myself need to go back in the bush sometime soon. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. Congratulations on this film. And thank you everyone for joining us this evening on the 4th day of the Green Screen Environmental Film Festival. Have a great night. Blessings.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good one.
Through every athlete we have inspired, and each youth whose heart is lifted. Through the patriotism engendered across the nation, and the hope and comfort shared where needed most. Through the belief held in the potential of our people. To aspire to greatness and achieve much more, NGC's purpose is fulfilled. And our own impressive growth finds new meaning as we invest in the energy of human potential.